Hi, everybody. Today for Sunday Fun Day, we're going to see how I draw the baker. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. There'll even be one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and then get us going. Okay, so I got a certain style that I'm going for here because I've been playing around with this and I kind of came up with something that I'm making a whole series apparently. This just came out as just an idea, just to have some fun, but it looks like it's becoming a whole series in my brain. That's what I'm saying. Don't think this is going to become anything more than just me drawing these silly characters. This is not a cartoon or a comic or anything. So when I say a series, I mean just a bunch of different characters that I'm going to be drawing based on just this idea. But anyway, the more I was playing around with it, like I started with the baker, the butcher. And for some reason, while I was drawing it, it made me think of the patty cake, right? That old little rhyme. That little, the rhyme. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think of other words. And as I was drawing the butcher, I thought of, well, what about the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker? And so it became kind of a funny little joke, funny, haha, you better be laughing right now. To myself, really. That's the thing. You always got to make yourself laugh first. And the more I thought about it, the more I started playing around with it, I started coming up with more characters and thinking more about there's, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. So I've got a few other ideas of what I want to do too. So you'll see where we're going with this. Hang on. I gotta concentrate on this part. This is like you're trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. I gotta concentrate on this because I'm not the smartest man in the world. I'm just the artist man in the world. Again, you gotta make yourself laugh. All right, hashtag artist man in the world. Okay, so basically what I was trying to say, you know what? I got the head at a different angle. I got it more, I sketched this out first, like where I wanted to take this, but I've got the head at more of a super dynamic, super dynamic, super crazy position. Because they're fighting, Yeah, this is gonna work. And I'm gonna try to move fast because I gotta get to the sketch, right? Or the actual inking. But again, I'm starting to concentrate and I'm losing my train of thought. My train has been derailed. So there's going to be more. At first I was just going to be those three, but then I thought of a couple other lines and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty funny. So we're going to see where this takes us. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to have him with like French bread nunchucks, right? There we go. That's what I want to do. But what I'm trying to do is figure out how to make it look like they're spinning in a circle. There you go. Something like this. Okay, that'll work. I just gotta try to figure out. There we go. That's what I needed. The little baguette lines. Booyah! All right. Have you made yourself laugh today? You should. It's what you need to do to keep yourself happy, right? Okay, so because of this, we're also doing like some dynamic poses. So I have to excuse me, again, trying to concentrate. I have to get these sketches down just right. So, because we are doing some, like I said, some crazy little things. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm going to have him holding his, like a rolling pin, like this, at a different position, like a little different than we've normally drawn. So that's what I'm saying. I got to get this just right for you. So I'm looking in the mirror at the same time, like holding a lightsaber, to make sure I have his hand. And see, and this is something else I always tell you guys: don't regret or don't feel bad about using yourself as a reference, because you're the best model you're ever going to have, because you're always around. You know, sometimes you can look online and always use references. You know, look online, try to find models, people, celebrities, whatever, as a reference, but you're always going to be there. You know. There we go. That'll work. I just gotta nail down this real fast. So give me 1 second to draw these fingers in. All right, I think that'll work. So I think this is good enough. Let's see, what else would they have as a baker? Spices? Nah, nothing we can do there. I think that's good. I think the rolling pin and French bread baguette nunchucks are going to be a good addition. So let me erase some of these sketch lines and leave myself just a ghost of an image to work with. And that way, whenever we ink, all these pencil lines won't stand out, because we just want the Sharpie to stand out, right? Okay, I think that's good enough. It's light enough that it won't stand out, but it's still dark enough that I can see what I'm doing. So I say we jump over to the Sharpie portion, and welcome all the skippers that jumped straight to the Sharpie portion of the video. All right. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So I sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the darker lines, and what's left, I've erased the lighter lines. I always get that backwards. I've erased the lighter lines, and what's left is a ghost of an image that I can build off of. So I've got him in a very dynamic pose. I'm going to start with the tinier details that I can control better with this Sharpie pen, like the face. So I've got his head this way and up a little bit, so we're kind of at an angle. So this is kind of a new position for us, but that's what you're here for, right? To try to challenge yourself, to do something a little different. So for his eyelids, I'm just going to do the top like this, the top like that, just to see if I've got him going, and I do. I've got him going in the right position, because you want to have them level, and then you got to have them at the right angle to each other. So that's why I always like to do those first, just to see if I'm headed in the right direction. So I got him a little squinty, a little fighty. So I'm just going to draw little pupils like this, or retinas like this. And the pupils I can't really do because this is so tiny, but I can throw in little dots like that. If you can put them in, go for it. But because of the angle I'm at, I can only do so much. And because it's so tiny, I can only do so much. Plus, I only want to emphasize just a little bit with this Sharpie. I don't want to draw every single line, or it'll look kind of strange. I do that a lot with the hands. I draw more lines than I really should. So I got to work on that. We all got to work on something, and that's mine. So for the bottom of the eye, I'm just going to kind of come in like this. Just a little bit of it, imply the bottom. I'm not going to draw it, because again, it'll bleed too much if I do. And I'll let color take care of that. Okay. So for the eyebrows, I'm just going to come in little angry brow, something like that. We'll do this other one, same thing. We'll thicken them up, give them a little bit of a unique look to them. And we're going to draw like some angry brows up like that. Okay. So for the bridge of his nose, we can go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and bring that down. And again, it's because of the angle that we're at, I get to do that. Normally I don't draw that line, but because of the angle of his head, that is a hard edged line. So we can go ahead and put that in. So for his nostrils, I'm going to do this and come in like that. I'll go ahead and just give him a little bit of a bulb of a nose like this, just because we're at that angle, like I said, so I can kind of get away with a little bit more. And his mouth, I'm going to have a little bit of an open screaming mouth, you know, kind of a yelling kind of thing. Not really yelling, but it's more cartoonish open. Something like that. And I'll color this in to show that those are teeth and that's the bottom of the mouth open. But I just wanted to give you a little something to play with that's a little fighter, a little styled, you know. And we're not going to really draw his lips. We're just going to kind of do something like this just to kind of emphasize that there's an edge there. We'll go ahead and give him just a tiny little divot like that. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to walk away there because anything else is going to be a little bit too much. So I think we're good there and we can move on. So for his forehead, I'm going to draw the edge there into his eye. Go ahead and bring his cheek in. Draw his lip to his chin. And again, I've got him kind of at an angle, so I'm going to draw it like this. And then come up here to the ear. And give him just a little bit of a something like that, right? Because ears are a little different, a little odd, but we don't want to go too crazy with them because they're subtle, basically is what we want to do. So for his hair, let's see, his hair is going to kind of come in like this. And I'll just kind of play around with hair. Again, we're making this up, so we can do whatever we want. So I'll just kind of give him a little bit of locks like this, maybe a little bit longer like that. But his neck is going to be right here, so I'm going to stop with the hair. About like that. And again, I'm just drawing whatever, so you draw what you want to draw. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Okay, so let's give him like some curly locks up here. He's going to have a hat on, a little baker's hat that will do just an edge like this, okay? But instead of the front here, I'm going to have some tufts of hair kind of coming out from the edge here. And we'll just kind of, you know, accent that he's got some crazy tufts coming out from his hat. And we'll just do something like that just to give him an edge. Now, I'm going to start to thicken up these edges because of this Sharpie. You don't have to if you're working with a pencil, or even if you're working with Sharpie, you don't have to. But I know what this is about to look like, so I'm trying to match the look that's about to happen with the edges like that. All this fine detail, that's fine. Let's keep it simple like that. Everything else, you're about to see what's going to happen. So we're going to say that the edge of his hat is underneath those tufts of hair, so we're not going to draw them. So now I can move on to his hat. Love that sound. All right, so because his hat's at an angle, we're going to tilt it back, and that means the edge here is going to be more curved. I'll show you. Let's just do it. So the edge of the hat's right there. Back of the hat's like that, but because of it's not flat, it's tilted like this, you're going to see more of the curve. So we're going to go ahead and put that in super curved like this. Okay, and so now watch what we're going to do. I've already sketched it out, so I know where the edge is going to be. Then I'm going to come back with some detail like with this and add a new perspective. You'll see. So basically I'm going to do, you know, like cauliflower head, like an old traditional cartoonish baker's hat, like that. Now, the tufts, where it's tucked in, we're going to do something like that. So see, it's kind of that old baker's look from the cartoons and whatnot, but it looks like that hat, you know, that old hat that they wear. All right, so now we're going to work our way back down. So I'm going to have his shirt collar like this, so that way I can close off his neck like that. And I'm going to start drawing also some creases and folds. Oh, I got no words today. No words. Creases and folds because of the dynamic pose that he's in. So his shoulder's going to be a little up because he's kind of over, his arm's over like this. I don't know why I'm showing you. You can't see the position I'm doing. You just see my elbow flashing through the screen, right? But maybe that'll make sense. I'm just going to keep flashing like that and see what it does. I'm going to draw the shoulder like this, right? Okay, and I'm going to have his sleeve rolled up. So I'm going to do like this and go ahead and just show you where they are. Give you some start-stop points. All right, so I'm going to do this. And so like I said, I'm going to start to add just some creases and folds from where his shirt is stressed and bent, because it's material. And I like doing that for material because it shows that it's cloth and it gets bunged up and twisted, and it makes it come alive. It gives you some style for your technique too. So he's going to be wearing an apron, so let's go ahead and draw that in. Gonna come up like this just to give us, you know, some edges. And I guess I should do his arms to show you where the start-stop points are going to be. But first I'm going to do some creases and folds like this. Like I said, I like to draw stress on his clothes to like I said, make it come alive. So his arm, I got a big, bulky, strong arm. I'm going to do his elbow like this. He's been working out, and so that's his forearm. So his arm's going to be coming in like this. There we go. Super big and strong. A little too big, but you know what? That's where we are. Let's just work with this. And so that should have been up here, but I'm going to try to make that work. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that for the underside of the arm. Now, you're going to see, let's see if I can do it. His arm kind of like this, basically, is what we're doing. So the back side of the arm. So I'm going to draw his pinky like this. Now, he's holding a pin, a rolling pin, so I can't draw the inside of the arm. I'm going to draw the pin, like the handle that's sticking out, like this. So that kind of hides the rest of his hand here, so that we kind of get away with that little mistake that we had. So I'm going to draw the rest of his fingers kind of tucked in, holding the pin, like that. And so his thumb is going to come in like this, and come down, which is going to be over, but you can't see. Well, I can't really show you. You can't see it because of the way that his other fingers are wrapped over, but it's kind of stuck, hanging back. Okay, so I've sketched out the pin, but now it's at a different angle. So I'm just going to try to resketch real fast there we go, a different position, because basically I like the way it flows a little bit better like this. Like once I drew the hand, I recalibrated, like, you know what, if I do it like this, it'll flow better with the position of his hand and the angle that it's headed at. So there we go, that handle, that's his rolling pin. So let's add just a little bit of stress on his hand here, because he's got wrinkles, and that'll also help hide just a few of the little mistakes that we did. All right, so let's add some muscles, just something like that, just kind of stressing that he's flexing. All right, so again, now this gives us start-stop point, so I can draw his other shoulder like this, and his sleeve is rolled up again, but you can't see as much of it, so I'm just gonna do like this just to add some creases and folds. Okay, all right, so let's see, let's go ahead and draw this other arm here. It's gonna come down like this, and there's his forearm to his wrist. Again, forearm to the wrist. I stopped there because that's where his shirt's gonna be. We'll catch back up with that in a second. Let's just finish this off. So this, just like this one, just like that, you're gonna see a certain part of it. So you're only gonna see like that, but he's also gonna be holding something. So draw his hand like this. There's his thumb over it all, like this, and the fingers, I got them wrapped around, holding his baguette nunchucks. All right, like this. So there, baguettes. All right, so I'm going to draw like a chain because he's swinging it around, you know. So the chain is taut. I'm just going to draw like a traditional, just link link, link, like that. I have a tutorial on chain links that's pretty simple. It just shows you just draw it like that. It's super simple and it gets the job done. And let's see, so I'm going to draw the other part right here, but this is going to be the end of the baguette, so I'm just going to draw one part where it's connected. So I'm going to draw, I'll reorganize this in a second, so I'm going to just draw it up like this, like it's flying through the air, like that. So now I can reconnect all this, like that. And again, just kind of draw, you know, the baguette lines, like that. There we go. You know, I like the line better, like with it back. That looks more baguette. So let's fix that. Perfect. All right, baguette chucks. Well, that's what those are. All right, so now let's draw his apron coming in like this, kind of tucked in because he's got it tied back here, and that'll give us some places for stress and creases and folds. I'm going to have it over his legs, so it's going to be hanging down this. That's where it's tied, so it's going to be coming back like that. Now, I know it looks funny. There's still more to him, don't worry. But now I just wanted to add some stress lines like this. Like I said, just because it makes the cloth look used and stressed and under duress. Here's your new word for the day, duress. We're gonna duress him up. I'm just making myself laugh the entire time on this one, and that's good. Okay, so now we're just gonna finish up. We're gonna do his rib cage down to his waist like that. And again, we'll go ahead and add some stress, just a little bit like that. It's tied up in the back, so that's why it's kind of more pinched up right there. And so now we're just going to draw his legs. And his legs, I'm going to have just, you know, regular cloth, but I'm going to give him like a open bell-bottom pant. Just something a little different, you know, just to mix it up. Okay? So I'm going to draw like his knee like this. And again, just drawing stress on those pants. And again, it'll be going across there and stressed out. There's some underneath there, so we'll just say a line like that. Okay? So now I'm going to draw his leg, and I'm going to draw like an open ankled leg to his, he's not wearing any socks is what I'm trying to say, to his shoe. And again, this is just an artistic choice, a style I'm going for, just to make him unique. Okay, so simple foot just pointed right at you. There's the top of the toe like that. Stress of the shoe like that. There's the stress of his ankle. We'll just do something like that just to stress that it's the tendons being taut and tight, you know, like that, something like that. And this one's just bent at an angle, so we're going to come in here and draw the knee, close that off, the other side of the legs like this, just so we know where we are. Come down here, draw that little open bell-bottom leg, and this one's more this one's straight, this one is more back like this, so you're getting more of a different angle. Okay, so again, we're just going to draw his ankle coming in like this to his shoe like that, and draw the shoe. This one's more of a side angle like that, and we'll just draw like the little what do you call it, that little bone. You know what I'm saying. Just draw it. Just draw it. All right. I'm gonna start a new series, bully art. You draw right now. Okay, so there we go. Just a little bit of stress on the shoe, just to add a little extra to it. And again, we'll do some here. Just stress on the pants, just because we can. There we go. All right, so I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is the Baker from the Backyard Brawlers series. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own.
Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.